welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the bi-monthly, if you do it every 2 months, that's bi-monthly, the bi-monthly 20 over 20 sales video. So this is, excuse my roots by the way, I am going on holiday later this week and I'm trying to dye my hair at the right moment so that it won't all wash out in the pool and so on and so forth. So here we are. Unfortunately you can see my roots. And also excuse the glare on the glasses. I've tried changing things around. I can't make that go away and it annoys me as much as it does you, believe me. I try to do these sales videos bi-monthly. Once every 2 months I try and show you 20 items that I have sold for over £20. And so this is the August-September edition, and I'm recording this, it's only the 19th, so strictly speaking there's 10 days left to September, but because I'm going away, I won't be here for the bit where I would normally film it, and I thought, okay, I'll do it now. Struggled to find 20, I have to say. I only just scraped into finding 20 sales over £20. My ASP, my average selling price, has really dropped recently, and my average selling price now is between 7 and 10, whereas it was at least between 10 and 15. But sales are sales, we're not complaining. I think part of the reasons my ASP has dropped is because I've done a lot of low cost auctions recently to clear stock out, and of course that all goes into your averages. So first up then, although this is in the 20 over 20 video, it is only £19.99. Like I said, I really struggled. I think there's this one and maybe one other that are £19.99, although I might not be right about that. I really struggled to find enough to call them 20 over 20. And this is £19.99, and it's a bit of a fail really, because I think I paid maybe £8 for it. I've had it a very long time. I bought it in a charity shop in Yate, and I bought it maybe 2 years ago. A long time. I don't know when it was first listed, but it's been in stock for such a long time that when somebody finally offered me £19.99, no, actually I think I lowered the price because this has not gone on offer. You can see it's not gone on offer because it says sold without the crossed out bit. I lowered the price eventually to £19.99. I think it started off at like £36.99, gradually lowered it, and nobody was buying it, and I finally got it out at £19.99. And of course then I had to face packing it. I will never buy one of these again because the trauma of packing it was too much for me, far too much. So that's a little bit of a fail really, although still 20 quid in the pocket. This one was another one that was in stock for ages. You can see by the fact that my postage there is £3.85 and I've been on £3.95 for a very long time now. You can see that it was in stock for a while. It's a Halifax Save For It money box. I had one of these. Sorry, my kids had these when they were little. I didn't have one. My kids had these when they were little, and this one was new in its box, which is why I priced it high, because they sell for about 10 to 15 when they're used, and usually they don't have this little card with them. This card here, I'm just circling my mouse around it now, that's the one that's usually missing, and that's what you need to open it. You can open it with any credit card or loyalty card or whatever, but you slide that card in the back to open it. And certainly for it to have the calculator again as well was, again, unusual. So I priced it quite high, and then I sat on it for a long time and waited, and eventually it went, I think I started it at something ridiculous like $49.99. I thought I'd test the water, started really high, gradually came down, and then it sat at $29.99 for a while and sold finally. I paid, I think, £4 or £5 for it. I think it was a car boot sale purchase, and I think it was 4 or 5 quid, but it was so long ago, really long time. Ruby shoes. Where did these come from? I think these came from the car boot if I remember rightly. I think I bought 2 pairs from the same lady and they were 3 or 4 quid a pair. I don't think they were very much because I remember being surprised that she didn't want much for them. And yeah, they were car boot. They went out on a best offer at £25. They were in quite good condition really, you know, really nice condition. £25 on a best offer. Pleased with that on a return of 3 or 4 quid. You may remember seeing this in one of my pickup videos. I picked it up on the way home from the car boot sale one day at a charity shop. There's a little charity shop in the Bradley Stoke shopping centre, and it was in there, but they put it in with the kids' books. And because of that, I think all their kids' books are priced at £3 or below, and this was priced at £2.99 if I recall correctly. And of course it's not a kid's book, it is a tarot card deck, and so when I saw that I thought, well, that's not meant to be in with the children's stuff for starters, and I will have that. It's brand new and sealed, and tarot cards often go for good money. I didn't realise till I got home what a good pickup this was, and as you can see that £2.99 turned into £59.99 plus post. Very happy with that, actually new and sealed as I say, but really nice pickup for 3 quid, very pleased with that. Here's another nice one. So there are a couple of good ones. This is an Intricate Enterprises blue and cream jumper. This came, I believe, from a charity shop in Bridgend when I was visiting Lex, and again, well over a year ago. She lived in her old house at the time. She's been in her new house for over a year. So it's one of those, again, that I priced high, and it has sat for a long time, and I've waited very patiently. It's handmade in Canada, but it's Intricate Enterprises, so it's handmade heavy-duty wool, and it's sold for $59.99 plus postage, and I paid, I think, £4 or £5 for this one. I think it was £4. I think it was £4, and I think it was in the Lex, I know which shop it was. It's the green one that's got a little flight of stairs in the middle. Can't think what it's called. This is part of the big sea salt haul that I got. I got two huge amounts of sea salt from the same chap a couple of weeks running, or a couple of weeks apart, and this was in there. So everything in those cost me about £3 by the time we averaged it. And this is a sea salt maize rock skirt, super fine needle cord, and that's sold for $24.99 plus postage. And again, from that sea salt haul, this clear bloom jacket. It's a linen jacket, cotton linen blend, and I accepted an offer on this one of £20 plus postage. So that's another one that will have cost me about £3 when you average the price out for all of the stuff that I bought that day. Sylvanian family, forest friends families, I can't get this out, Berenwald donkeys these are, and they sold for £25. I took a best offer of £25 on these. Some Sylvanian families seem to be more saleable than others, and it's simply a case of searching the ones you've got and finding out if they're slightly more rare or whatever. These have sat for a little while because this photograph was taken when I had my desk set up over this side, and that's 6 to 8 months ago now. So it has been a little while. They've been sitting there, but they have finally sold, and they went for £25 plus postage. And they came in a big job lot. I've bought several job lots of Sylvania stuff over the years, and so these will have been in one of those job lots. I'm not sure which one. I do know I've got another load of stuff in the cupboard that I need to pull out a list, so pull my finger out on that one and get them done. A Jellycat Pirouette Bunny Rabbit sold for £24.99. Some Jellycats sell beautifully, especially if they are retired ones. And she's sat for a while, because as I said again, there's a £3.85 postage price on there. So she's sat and waited for a while, but she has finally gone out at her asking price of £24.99. I think she cost me a couple of quid in the charity shop. She looks familiar from a charity shop haul. These Japanese Kokeshi dolls, I'm sure these came from the car boot sale. I seem to remember picking them up not long after Andrea, I think, picked some up, or she picked some similar. And I think I would have paid a few quid. I don't have a strong memory of what I paid for them, but I know I wouldn't have paid much because I'm a tight ass, as we've discussed before. And these went out at £26 on best offer. My postage there is £3.95, and so I presume the buyer thought I'll just pay £26, and that rounds up to £30 with the postage. So they went out for £26. They're quite cute. They don't stack inside each other. I think they're just a set of graduating size dolls, but they are very cute and very intricate designs on there. Now, a few weeks ago, I got some Starbucks mugs. I got 5 Starbucks mugs from a local charity shop for £2 each. I'd gone in at just the right moment. They'd just been put out. I snapped them up. I knew I was pleased with them at the time, but I didn't realise how pleased I would be with them. So 3 of them are in this haul. All 5 have sold. 2 went for just under the £20 mark that I used for this haul, but this Prague one went at 26, I think. So remember, £2 paid for that. That went out at £26. And then let's see if we can skip across to the others and get them all done in one go. The Barcelona one has gone for £28 plus postage. And the California one went for £25 plus postage. So very, very pleased with those. I'm starting to wonder if this California one was actually in that haul or not, because I had some others that I'd had too, so this might not have been in that haul. Either way, I won't have paid more than a couple of quid. So £2 for each of those, Barcelona, Prague and California, and they've all gone for well over the 20 quid mark. So definitely, I mean, I'm sure people know they're worth picking up anyway. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that. This is a Woolovers Pure Lamb's Wool crewneck cardigan. This came from the little car boot sale that they have in Littlestoke. They only do 4 a year, and I think I only got to 2 of them this year because one was cancelled due to the weather, and the 4th one I was somewhere else on that day, so I wasn't able to go. But it was brand new with tags. Woolovers cardigan. There you can see the tags hanging off the back there in a kind of a mineral blue. It was very nice. cardigan for the right sort of lady, and it sold for I paid £2, I think. Yeah, it was £2, and it sold for £29.99 plus postage. These were an interesting pickup. I had 2 of these, and for some reason there's only one showing in my over £20 video. So I'm not sure why, because I've sold them both in the last month. When I did my search for sold items over a certain price, the only one came up. But these are Jeep Renegade Fiat 500 wheel lock bolts, locking wheel nut there in the middle. And there were 2 packs of these. A lady had 2 packs on her table, she wanted £2 each, and I thought, I've never bought and sold wheel nuts, but I've got a feeling that car parts aren't cheap. You know, I thought literally as I picked them up at the car boots, I thought I bet they're expensive normally, and they were £2 a pack. And I brought them home, looked them up, and listed them at £25 each, £24.99 each, and they both sold. I think one went on offer at £22, but maybe it went on offer at slightly less, and that's why it didn't pop up in my search. I'm not sure. But £24.99 plus postage for definitely for that one, and at least, I would say at least £18 for the other, maybe more. So sometimes you have to think outside the box. I know nothing about cars, nothing about car parts, but I bet they're expensive, and they were. A Dimensions Tuscan View cross-stitch kit. I've had some lovely money on cross-stitch kits. This one went for exactly £20 on a best offer, £20 plus postage. Now, I had it listed at 27, and normally I wouldn't take an offer as low as 20 if I priced them at 27. But if you catch me at the right time of day, then I'm more prone to take a lower offer. So I always like to accept the first offer that comes in on a day. I think it sets you up well for the day. I think it gives you a positive feeling, and in my weird superstitious mind, I think it tells eBay that I'm open for business, which is absolute crap, obviously. Don't listen to me, I talk rubbish. But that's how my superstitious mind works, that if I accept this first offer, then eBay know I mean business today and I'm taking sales. So this offer came in first thing in the morning for £20, and I was like, yes, you can have that cross-stitch kit for £20. I will have paid £2 or £3 for it at the most. I remember having a huge job lot of cross-stitch just before lockdown, just at the beginning of lockdown, and this may have been one from there, it may have been from somewhere else, but I never paid very much for them. Dr. Seuss books. These have sold for £20, not £29.99 as you see on the screen. They've gone for £20 on a best offer, and I had 2 lots of 10. I've still got the second lot of 10, so it's different titles in the second bundle. But I think these went out to one of you guys. I think if I remember rightly, they went out to a viewer. But yeah, £20 for these. They're in lovely condition. £20 for those, and I paid £10 for 20 books at the charity shop. Again, a long time ago. Lex was with me, and Josh, I think. And it was the Break charity shop in Stoke Bishop, and it was a huge, huge length of time ago. But I've accepted £20 on those, and I've still got the other ones listed. This one's a bit of a fail. Looks okay, doesn't it? Cath Kidston light blue polka dot change in bag button spot tote VGC. I've marked it in excellent condition. I sold it for £36.99. However, what I had forgotten is that just inside the top corner here, one of the things that's supposed to hold the shoulder strap was broken. I remember noting it when I brought it home. Brought it home, did the pickup video, came from the car boot sale for a few quid, maybe a £5. Did the pickups video, and then noticed that when I was doing the video, and thought, oh, I'll have to mend that. And then put it in the cupboard and listed it at a later date, and by the time I listed it, I'd forgotten it needed the repair. And so I listed it as excellent condition, didn't notice that it needed repair the second time around, sent it out without repairing it, and of course the lady's opened the return case. Having said that, she opened the return case 10 days ago and she hasn't yet posted it back to me. So she has until the 29th to post it back. Sod's law means that will arrive while I'm on holiday, and I'll get a note saying your item has arrived back, please refund, and I won't even be at home to check that it has arrived back. But so be it. If she doesn't post it, then she doesn't get her money back, obviously. But that's just my own mistake. I should have noticed that it needed that repair and done it, and sometimes I make mistakes because I am far from perfect. Far, far from it. Start Right Angry Angels. These came from the local charity shop and they were £4.99. They are basically girls' school shoes, but they are just a little bit funkier. Angry Angels Imagine, they're called. And they're very, very popular with pre-teens, you know what I mean? That kind of in-between kind of age. They're popular with them because they're a little bit more funky than standard school shoes. They're almost like a Doc Marten in their setup. They're a very clumpy shoe. And they have gone for £26.99 plus postage. And the last one, this was actually sold this morning, and it has gone out for £26 today. This is a ghost... Has it? Am I telling the truth? No, it's gone out at £20. I tell lies. Again, I was accepting the first offer of the day. An offer came in for this for £20 this morning, and I went, that's very low, but it's been in stock for a while. That backdrop, that's taken over there, and I haven't taken photos over there for nearly a year. So that's how long it's been in stock. It came out of the Saks, so it would have cost me 50p at the most. And I had it listed for £33 and took an offer of £20 because it was the first offer that came in this morning. So that one's gone out for £20, and I've just posted it about 10 minutes ago. That's it. Thank you for joining me for today's sales video. I do these videos just to hopefully give you guys, if you are resellers, some ideas of what's something out of the box that you might pick up to sell. For example, the locking wheel nuts. I've never sold them before, didn't know they'd sell, but I thought to myself, surely if I needed to replace my wheel nuts, they'd be expensive, wouldn't they? And I thought, so we'll give them a go, and it turned out they were a good buy. So sometimes just, you know, thinking outside the box works. Sometimes it doesn't. Believe me, if I did a video of all the times I've thought outside the box and it's all still sitting here, I don't always get it right. But thank you for joining me anyway, and I will see you for another one of these in a couple of months' time. Take care. Bye for now.